Get your mats if you're going to do some stretch outs. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. Stand up if you're walking in place. Get your chair if you're going to do chair exercises. Weights, get your weights if you're going to do weight exercises. I said get your mats. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. Stand up if you're walking in place. Jump on your bike. Let's start this treadmill.
Power on.
Yeah. Ooh, y'all. You know I'm stiff from the weekend. Thanks for coming on a walk, y'all. Ugh. Y'all know I'm stiff from the weekend. Let's get that out. And then they said it's supposed to be a nor'easter, a storm or something. 'Tis the season. 'Tis the season. Sorry, YouTube. I'm trying to get this right for me. Okay. I think this is it. Stand strong. And a nor'easter, and I don't even have my comfort food. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? I don't even have my comfort food. Gotta wait a little while and get some money in my hands. But yes, now you say, what is your comfort food? Well, my comfort food is that Walgreen, the dark chocolate with the peanuts. The peanuts, I haven't tasted peanuts anywhere else. Just so good. They call them peanut clusters. Oh, that's comfort food in a storm. Like, comment, share, tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend to subscribe and exercise with me. And it don't matter. It started out a little rough. It started out a little stiff. That's all right. That's all right. After the first 5 minutes, I'm going to catch up. And y'all know we walking for 40 minutes for the end of this month and all of next month. Kind of wish I would have did 30 for tonight and then started the 40, but something just said roll right into it. Keep rolling with the 40 minutes. So we're going to do that. But my legs are happy already to be in rotation. A little itchy. But yes, my life amongst drugs, alcohol is the worst of the worst. But there's nothing we can do about it. During Prohibition, that was the ladies. The ladies went hard because they was tired of their men coming home drunk, beating them up and all kind of stuff like that. Abusing the kids and stuff. Everything like they're doing now. And they knew it could be traced back to alcohol. But when you keep alcohol from men, they start unliking one another. They start unliking one another. And that's what all that gangster stuff was for. Started out for. Was the whole moonshine, liquor, under the cover, but they have to have their alcohol. And if they don't have it, a lot of people will lose their lives. So that's why it's always going to be on this penal colony. But the life, if millennials, if you have a friend that's drinking, get away from them. Get away from them. They have no life and they will make sure you don't have it. They will bullshit you, bullshit you, bullshit you. And because it's the alcohol, that makes them feel so strong that they tend to try to get into a lot of stuff that's not realistic. And if you hang in there with them, you'll get flushed down the toilet along with them. I came from a family of alcoholics. We came from Virginia. And one moment I'm told my grandfather has a sharecrop on the farm. And next thing you know, he loses his 2 sons to TB. And he has to use his girls to try to keep the farm going. But it's sharecropper, and of course it's not meant to make any money. So he went to bootlegging. I used to always say it when I used to hear about the Kennedys, how their dad started bootlegging. That's how they rose. You can see now as the penal colony. Because the father was a bootlegger, they were able to rise in the ranks of politics. So, I used to always say, well, my grandfather was a bootlegger. He got nothing. He had a heart attack on 135th Street. That's what he got. So, I find nothing good about alcohol. For me, and for the family members that care to listen, oh, thanks for coming on the walk. I'll read your comment when we take the break. They was we clots. Like none of the girls are really supposed to be a birth control or anything like that. Alcohol totally lowers our immune system, which allows the clots to do what they do, which is clot. Clotting. So, that doesn't work out good. But what I found out later, oh, thanks for coming on the walk, y'all. What I found out was, you can't make no plans with no alcohol. That's what I'm saying. Oh, thanks for the love. That's what I'm saying. If you know they're alcoholic, thanks for the love. If you know they're alcoholic, get away from them. Get a lot of love. Stay away from them. Because they don't remember anything. They talk very bold when they're inebriated. You go along with them. When they sober up, thanks for the love. When they sober up, they have no memory. They have no memory. I told you the times I used to go meet my sister and she would have a fit. Me, at 6 o'clock at 59th Street, blah, 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 blah. I would get there, 59th Street, get there a little earlier. I'm waiting. We didn't have cell phones then. I wait for about an hour. I make my way back to Brooklyn, and I called and I said, well, where were you? You said to meet you. I did not say I was going to meet you, blah, blah, blah. So maybe I heard wrong. So next time she calls, I can hear the slur in her voice, but she didn't let me know not to take her seriously. Hey, I'll read your comments afterwards. She didn't know not to take her seriously. But she said, oh, we're going to go to so-and-so bar. The love is great on you too. Thank you. I'm only upload on Facebook, so I imagine the love will be great on Facebook too. And I would go there. And I would walk in And it would be a bar that she was used to going to. And I would sit there. And I said, hey, you waiting for Duran? Well, no, it's out of bed now. They said, yeah, I'm waiting for my sister. And they said, oh, she was just here, she left. I said, no, she's coming back because she said we're going to meet here. I said, a whole nother hour. Finally, take my butt home, call her on the phone. I did not say I was going. Thanks for the love. So, finally, I had to ask myself, how are we going to keep this on? Because I'm there and she isn't. So I can control me. Ooh, thanks for the support. I can control me. I can't control, anything outside of me. Like another person. So finally, I stopped. Hey, thanks for the comments. So I stopped. I stopped when she called me. Well, meet me at lunch, so. I said, okay, I'll meet you there. I wouldn't show up. She would never call and say, where were you? She never showed up, so. She was drunk. She was drunk. She meant absolutely nothing she said. Nothing. She remembered nothing she said. So you think I would have gotten a lesson from that? Thanks for the love. You think I would have got something from that? Nope. Didn't get anything. Didn't get anything. Years later, I tell you, again, an alcoholic. You can't be friends with them. They have only one friend, and that's the bottle. They have only one loyalty, and that's to the alcohol. Don't make plans with them or anything. Because you see, I didn't learn from my sister. Okay. So, I met a gentleman. I did not know he was cool. We worked together, not a problem. See, because I was able to take 2 drinks and stop, I was kind of thinking that everybody can do that. To be totally off the tracks with alcohol, it didn't enter my mind. So, in his case, he thought he found friends. Again, you cannot be friends with alcohol. There's no such thing as friendship. They have only one friendship, one loyalty, and that's to the bottle. So, he goes, excuse me, he goes about his life. We're together, we go about his life. But his friends are really alkies, and I'm not an alkie. So, he chose them. So, after falling down and busting his face open a few times and having a judge tell him he finna do some hard time, he called me up, said he was ready to dry up. And that changed his whole life. Just, very responsible. He was always responsible before. But something with that alcohol. Something with that alcohol. He got off it because he could spend it. He used to hate spending New Year's and holidays with me because I really didn't drink. But when he had to dry out, he was like, what are we doing Thanksgiving? What are we doing this? I was like, what I'm always doing, not drinking. But that wasn't even the dangers of it. The dangers of alcohol as an adult dealing was an alcoholic as an adult. They have no memory. They have no memory. None. Thanks for the comment. I'll check it out when we go on break. We got like 6 minutes. You know? And that's the hard part. Ooh, thanks for the love. That's the hard part. That they have no memory. You could spend 20 years with an alcoholic. You don't remember. As he dries up, more and more little like videos, little shorts will come to him. But he won't know. If the alcoholic is raising children, they don't know. They don't know. They don't take care of the children. They don't. I mean, I'll talk about myself too. Not as far as an adult, because I was an alcoholic. I'm talking about I grew up around alcoholics. And they're mean. They're violent. And they don't remember nothing. The worst, the gateway drug is alcohol. Yeah, I don't know if y'all remember, they used to have alcohol commercials. I don't know if they have it now. The advocates had to go ballistics. They used to have the cigarette commercials, and then after that, the advisory council would come on with a commercial of a old deteriorated lung, telling us that's what our lung will look like. But you gotta alcoholic. Once you find out, once you bring stuff, oh, he an alcoholic or she an alcoholic, leave. There's no such thing as love. They have only one love, and that's the bottle. They have only one love. One love. They can't love you. And they don't take care of kids. Kids, half the time they don't even remember they have kids. Though, a lot of them get pregnant so they could stop drinking. But as soon as they have the baby, they go back to it. So what happens to the babies? They'll get changed, diaper rash, total neglect, and everything. Millennials, if you have a friend that's an alcoholic, run. It's easier for him to get alcohol than any of the other drugs. Every corner store got alcohol. Beer, wine coolers, all over. Get away from them. They ain't never really gonna be no friend to you. They only have one friend. Now they'll use people to get more alcohol. But other than that, they don't got no friend. They have no memory. They're diseased. The brain is diseased. And don't go latch yourself. You go, oh, he's so cool. He doesn't care. He's fearless. No, he's a drunk. And he's scared of shit. And that's why he has alcohol. She's a drunk. And she's scared as shit. And that's why she has alcohol. When we made it this first 20 minutes, it was rough when I was thinking about coming down here, y'all. Rough and rough. That storm coming in. Oh, don't y'all like chocolate? That's my one comfort food. I was like, the storm is coming in. I have no comfort food. Those little chocolate nugget things from Walgreens in the blue bag. So good. You're sitting there crunching, looking at the rain. But don't worry, I'll get something this weekend. Some money should be dropping into my account. You all know the government. Government money. So I'll get me some clusters in. Yeah! I'm glad I came down and walked. 20 minutes. My back feel better. My leg pain is almost gone. My knee pain is almost gone. That's why you don't let pain stop you. Especially when you're exercising. Because you can exercise it out. You can exercise it away. I feel way better now than when I came in. Yes, y'all. Whew. Somebody said 20 minutes, yay! That was a hard 20 minutes, and we got 20 more minutes to go. That was a hard 20 minutes. That was a hard 20. Oh. Hi, Jibba Jabba. I know, Jibba Jabba, it's hard for me to engage with y'all while I'm walking. I have to walk 20 minutes straight. It's the exercise that's important. Hey, Jen. Hey, Jen. Thanks, Granny's trying to keep it up. It's hard. It's storming out there. I can feel it all in my bones. Oh, the Sunman recipes? She said keep these smoothies nearby. All right. I'm so cool. Thank you, Stephanie Atkins. Thank you. All right, y'all. Let's knock this 20 minutes out. It was so hard for me to come down here. I was like, oh, excuse me. You hear the air coming up? Ooh. I didn't mean. Yes. It's hard for me to engage, and if I put the camera any closer, you never see my feet walking. I know it's important for me to engage with y'all, but it's on your side, but on my side, it's important for me to get y'all to exercise with me. That's why I can't do a show where I sit down and I look at the camera and I hit the button. I knew that wouldn't be the show for me. And I can gauge with you at the end. We take our 20-minute break. I talk to you then, and then at the end. Yes. I'm glad y'all want to engage with me. I want to engage with y'all too. But I do the Pawn Moves First podcast. And I have to sit down there for 40 minutes, sometimes an hour and a half, doing the recording. And it makes me crazy. I like the fact that I can talk and exercise with y'all. If I would sit down and talk with y'all, I would be pumping weights. I just can't sit there and just like go back and look at my Bed-Stuy stoop story. I had to sit down and look at that camera, and it drove me absolutely crazy. But now I'm walking, and I can see, y'all remember Granny's old, so I'm a little ways away from the camera. So, stay away from the alcoholics. Don't entertain them. Thanks for the love. Don't do anything. Thanks for the love, y'all. Don't do anything with them. Let them go their way. You hate to say it, but it's true. They don't stop until they hit rock bottom. They just don't. They don't. I guess you could say that about other drugs, but I'm talking about alcohol because it's just so easy to get at. You can't go into the corner store and pick up some heroin or some oxycodone. But you can walk in any corner store and get some alcohol. Yep. Any store. So, that's what I'm bringing that point up. And for you to be aware and to let them go. When I was producing my podcast, The Pawn Moves First. Oh, I'll read your comments at the end. Thanks for the love. And I was working with someone who I kind of thought to be an alcoholic just because of my experience. But, you know, some people can hold together. They can do it. So, it didn't bother me. I would, I'd caution him, eventually you're going to get pulled over drunk. But on this penal colony, they just really started throwing European Africans and other folks in jail for drunk driving. But for them, I have many girlfriends who, turned the car, split them out, flipped over, hit 10 people, and nothing happens to them. So, we would make plans. Again, it didn't snap into me because it had been almost like 20 years, 15 years since my sister and her thing with her blackouts. Oh yeah, let me get back to that. So my sister told me, after she went and dried out, she said, and I said, I used to go and meet you places and you would never show up. She said, oh, I learned from the rehab, I was in a blackout. I said, blackouts? She said, yeah, there's months I can't remember. Weeks. She said, if you happen to be in one of those weeks where I was in my blackout, I had no memory. So can you imagine all the times I went to meet her? She had no memory, no recall, except to call me and tell me to meet her and yell at me when I asked where she was, why couldn't she meet me? So she learned when she went away to dry out that she was in a blackout. So years later, and we were all friends. We got together to do this production, and we all had to pick the part that we wanted to do. Since I got everybody together, producer, executive, I help with the editing, help with the camera, blah, 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 blah. Y'all can see it's The Pawn Moves First. It's on this page. And when we used to meet as editors, I would have to do it when the person who drank way too much was available. But again, he was in a blackout. So he would tell me times that we were supposed to meet, and I would show up, and he would be enraged. How dare I just show up at his door? And I'm like, we didn't have text then, we had email. I'm like, I spoke to you on the phone, and you said to come over after you get off work, because I have the footage that we shot, and we're going to look at it so we can start the editing process. And after a while, eventually he opened the door, and he said, oh, well, just come in. He had no idea. And that was our relationship for 3 years. He had no idea. None. Sometimes he didn't even know he had the footage. I didn't send it to him. What did me? I did. and come there and be right there. But on the fairness for him, excellent editor. Excellent editor. I mean, when that should have gotten to him and he couldn't sleep at night, he edited his ass off. And then it came to the point that he called. I said him all night long editing your show, your show, your show. I didn't ask him to do that. We were supposed to sit down and look at the footage together and plan, because we had a format for the show and we wanted to carry the format on. Still, I did not connect back to my sister and the alcohol and the blackouts. Didn't connect to it. You forget. You're not alcoholic. You forget. And finally, when we couldn't take it anymore, you'll have to look at the pawn moves first to find out. We separated. And those 3 years, we spent planning a show, building a show, growing a show. And he had very little memory. The fact that he had some of the footage is the only way that he remembers having any involvement in it, because he was in a severe blackout, just severe alcoholic. So what I'm saying to you millennials, don't hitch your horses up to that cart. That alcohol, no matter how young they are, especially if they're young, because they have no control and they don't understand the disease. Yep. You don't understand the disease. It's horrible. Oh, I'll read your comments when we finish. Thanks. Thanks for coming on the walk. They said they're going to do something. They're not going to do it. They're alcoholic. And you can't host. See, I'm old. I'm far away from the comments. We got 9 minutes. And then we do 5-minute waits. And then I'll look through all the comments. Thanks for coming on the walk. So, and it was horrible because in both cases with my sister and this gentleman, it was very abusive. Very abusive. Very abusive. When I would show up to meet her and I would call her and say, hey, I was waiting for you down here. So, what do you mean? You wait for me? Where are you going, huh? She wouldn't just say, I was drunk, Vicky. And I can't remember making the appointment with you. They'll never say that. They'll abuse you. The guy I was editing with, it's abusive to the situation, and with my sister too. Okay, like I would call her, I said, I waited for you, so and then in the next voice, she says, well, I'll come by and we'll do so and so and so. And she'll show up. With the guy I was editing with, I knock at the door. Yeah, we're going to meet. I didn't say it. I didn't even know you was coming. What are you knocking on my door for? Why are you standing at my door? I don't know what you do. And then he'd open the door. Well, since you're here. And then he'll say, I'm going to order pizza for us. And I'm like, what? You just walked me through over a date that you made. I don't make dates with drunk. That one, he made the dates. He said, well, Vicky, what day do you want to meet? I was always saying, no, no, no. What day do you want to meet? What date is easy for you? It was horrible in both situations. So millennials, if you're dating a guy that's drinking, get away from him. They don't even remember that they're violent. They drink so much to the alcohol rages within them. And then they rage at you. And then the next day, they have no memory, but you still feel the injuries from what they did to you. Ain't that something? Get away from them. Stay away from them. Have nothing to do with them. Cut ties. Listen, I'd rather a weed smoker. Because that's one thing you know about them. They ain't really too motivated. They'll do the least the most. They'll do the least the most. But they ain't basically gaslighting you, violent, or none of that other stuff. But that alcohol, I knew this woman who was an alcoholic, and she would drink, and at the slightest offense, she would break everything in her house. She would break her plates, her glasses. She would throw stuff out the window. Thanks for the love. She would go berserk. And then the next day the kids would have no place, no nothing. And guess what? She'd have no memory. And you imagine, ooh, thanks for the love. You imagine how the kids were? I tell you. Ooh, y'all. We got just a little close to 5 minutes before we complete our 40. Stay away from them. Don't try to pass one. Don't try to help. Also, stop trying to help. No intervention. Mind your damn business. Let the drunk go. Let him go. Don't try to help him out. Wash it. No. They're extremely manipulative. Something about that alcohol. Extremely manipulative. And boy, the lying is part of the manipulation? Yes. They lie. Let them go their way. Don't give them none of your energy. Don't. If you're married to them, what I can tell you is, keep your mouth closed and just do your moves. Because they'll never see it. You can be on a whole nother side of the earth by the time they realize it. You keep your mouth closed. But, ooh, yes, y'all. Monday. I was like, why did I do 40 minutes on Monday after not doing anything since Friday? But you just push through. You just push through. Because again, like I said, my back feels good. My back feels good. But y'all stay away from them drunks. Don't get in a car with them. Don't let them use your car. Don't trust them. And don't feel bad about not trusting them. Just don't do it. Because a lot of times they're not even present. They're responding, oh yeah, ha ha ha, oh yeah. They ain't got a clue. They ain't got a clue. They don't know where they are. They don't know what day it is. They don't know anything. And you can see it as they try to remember and bring it back. They're like, oh yeah. They don't remember. Whew. The storm is coming. I ain't got my comfort food. I ain't got my chocolate nuts. Someone put it in, in the comments about a health shake. Yeah, you heard me say comfort food, right? Something to bite into while the storm is raging. But I'm gonna take care of. Oh, 2 minutes, y'all. And I thought I would be able to do any of it. 2 minutes, and I didn't think I would be able to do any of it. When I came down here, everything was hurting. Everything, because the storm is coming. And that's how we are when we're close to the exit. When we're close to the exit, we feel nature to the bone marrow. So I was like, oh, storm. But I gotta go downstairs and walk for 40 minutes. And I was like, can I? Can I not? I was like, not only can I will. I have to. My back didn't say to me for 2 days, I feel wonderful, but after I finish walking, and then when I wake up in the morning, my back says to me, I feel wonderful. So it's kind of like all worth it, you know? I got my comfort food. Oh, what a big baby I am. Okay, we did it, y'all. We did it. Ooh, cha. Ooh. Push through. Push through Monday. That's what I should call it. Push through Monday. Yes. 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 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Yay! This was the Monday is the hardest 40 minutes. Or if we walk in 30 minutes, it's the hardest 30 minutes. Yes! Thanks for the love. Oh, it's so hard. All right, let me read my comments before I do my hand exercises. Thanks for the love, y'all. Oh, thank you, F. Stephanie. Jean L. Hey. Lost my brother to alcoholism. Isn't it a horrible disease? I lost quite a few aunts. I'm dealing with that now. It's horrible, Ashley. I'm sorry you're going through that. Yep. It's horrible. Thank you, Anna Grace. Thank you, love. Okay, we gotta do our hand exercises. Yeah. That alcohol, horrible. But it's in all the stores. It's everywhere. You can get it anywhere, anytime. So it's very hard. But what I learned is you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go. Y'all remember that song by Gil Scott-Heron, Brian Jackson? See that black boy over there running scared? His old man got a problem. He didn't quit his 9 to 5. He drank full time. And now he living in a bottle. See that black boy over there running scared? His old man got a problem. And it's a bad one. He done pawned off damn near everything. His old woman wedding ring for a bottle. And don't you think it's a crime? The way time after time after time after time, people living in the bottle. There's people sure enough in the bottle. Gil Scott-Heron, Brian Jackson. Oh, let's do our exercise. But I'm telling y'all, stay away from. It ain't nothing you can do for them. And I told y'all how I went with my sister. I went and took care of her kids while she went into rehab. And she came in and she told me a whole new asshole. And she did it for quite a few years. And I kept saying, why didn't I mind my business? Squeeze your gut. Thanks for the love. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, y'all, yeah. No. Leave them alone is what I'm trying to tell you. If your parents just hold on and get out of there. Put your mind focused on what you want. You want to go to college, you want to go away. You want to go to college, you want to get your own apartment. You stay focused on that, and it'll get you away from those alcoholics. But you ain't got to like them. And you darn sure don't got to do no intervention, because they're very, very wicked, mean people, especially when they start drying out. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good luck. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You can't help them. You can't change them. You can't do none of them things. You can't do Nathan. Jean Ellen, yes, plagues my whole family. Mine too. Mine too. Like I told y'all, we came from the clots. So the alcohol makes the clots worse. So all of them went from some kind of clotting in addition to cirrhosis of the liver. But I just want to warn the millennials. Just leave them alone. Put as much distance between you and an alcoholic as possible. You can't change them. They got to do it. And that's it. Hey, I love you. Thanks for the conversation while we walking. Yeah, I love the comments. Thank you so much. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend to subscribe. Okay, Jean. Yes, yes. Thanks for the love. She says okay. Yep. You got to move on, girl. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. You got to separate yourself from the family is what I'm saying. I did that. I was like, ooh, out. Tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend to subscribe. Have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming on the walk. Thank you, guys.